Earlier this week, the teaser for Avengers Age of Ultron got leaked. I don't really know how leaks work, aside from hearing about whistleblowers, but I usually hear those about like corrupt government agencies, and I don't see Marvel as in that category, but they're now part of Disney, which kind of secretly rules the world anyway, so maybe, I don't know, whatever, I'm getting off track. The teaser was awesome. It showed just a lot of out-of-context images going on, so we don't really know a whole lot of the story. The only bits of the story that I do know is what I've read and looked up myself earlier throughout getting information of the movie. Apparently Ultron was built by Tony Stark to kind of take off some of the burden of the Avengers saving the world all the time. The Ultron is basically a replacement, so that Tony Stark and Thor and Steve Rogers, all of them can kind of take a breather every now and then because Ultron's helping them out and saving the world. But Ultron ends up seeing his mission as saving humanity from itself by destroying it or locking them up. I don't know the specifics of it, but it kind of goes the way of iRobot, where the robots kind of see the only way to save humanity is to save it from itself and to either wipe it out or control it and lock it away. Which, of course, that never goes well. So the Avengers fight against it, and all things go through. Throughout the trailer, James Spader, who is voicing Ultron, kind of had a voiceover in it. Not throughout the whole thing, just in the beginning and the end. He talks about having strings and puppets and that there are no strings on me. And it's very reminiscent of Pinocchio. They even have this really eerie rendition of the Pinocchio song, I Had Strings.
I had strings, but now I'm free.
It's this very eerie sounding rendition of that. Really creepy, which kind of sets the tone for the rest of the trailer. It's very dark, it's very foreboding, it's very eerie. It looks great. The teaser looked great. If you haven't watched it yet, please go look it up. It's great. But it raises a lot of questions, one of which is the broken shield. We've heard throughout, since the actual trailer showed at Comic-Con, we've heard about the one image of the Avengers fallen and Captain America's shield is broken. And as we know, that shield can't be broken. It's vibranium, and it sends shockwaves every time it's hit, and it's pretty indestructible. But here it is, cracked in half, and we get a good look of that in the teaser. So it brings up the question, what happened? What exactly did the Avengers go up against, or did Ultron do to crack the shield, to break it in half? Also, big question for me anyway, is it's an Avengers movie, so all the Avengers are there from Avengers 1, and they're also adding Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and the Vision. But because all the Avengers are there, Captain America's there, Black Widow is there, Hawkeye is there, even Fury is in there. At the end of Winter Soldier, they all kind of went off to do their own thing. They didn't, completely leave each other. But, they all had stuff they had to go do on their own. And we haven't really had anything between Winter Soldier and Avengers 2, aside from Guardians of the Galaxy, which didn't really affect the Avengers on Earth as much. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So what brought them back so quickly? And it looks like in the teaser that they came back before Ultron attacked. If Ultron attacking is what brought them back, fine. That I can see that. But they didn't really explain it. Again, it was a teaser. They weren't trying to show a whole lot of story. They were just trying to give you an idea of what to look forward to. So I'm really curious what brings Fury back. What brings Black Widow back? What brings Captain America back? Is Falcon with them? Does Falcon come with Captain America when he comes back? I don't know. I'm really curious to see that. Also, it kind of brings up the question, what's the status of S.H.I.E.L.D. at this point? As we know, at the end of Winter Soldier, S.H.I.E.L.D. was gone. S.H.I.E.L.D. was dismantled. But then we saw in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that it was, going to be rebuilt by Coulson and his team, which we've gotten a really good look at in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2. Coulson's the director. They have one base. They're running missions as well as they can. They're not as big as they were, but they still have some effect on the missions that they're doing. So I'm really curious to see if that comes into play. Shield has been a continuous theme with all of the Marvel movies. So is Shield going to have been rebuilt at this point? We're only in the beginning of season 2 of Agents of Shield, so we don't know. Also, what's Tony Stark's hand in this? In one of the later episodes of Agents of Shield season 1, Maria Hill goes to work for Stark, and in a conversation she has with Pepper over the phone, it was just a really quick thing. She talks to Pepper from Iron Man. She also talks to Melinda May about it, that Tony Stark is basically privatizing national security. So Tony Stark is kind of doing, it seems like Tony Stark is kind of doing his own shield. That he's kind of running things himself, not as S.H.I.E.L.D. as Tony Stark and Stark Industries, but I'm curious as to how that's going to work into it. Is whatever Tony Stark is doing and whatever Coulson's S.H.I.E.L.D., are they going to come together? Is there going to be a battle for power, or is there going to come a moment where Coulson's like, hey, I don't want to be the director anymore. Tony Stark, take it over. Because I know in the comics, Tony Stark does actually run S.H.I.E.L.D. for a time. And I kind of feel like that might be where it's going, because in season 2 with Coulson as director, he's less like Coulson and he's more like Fury, and everyone notices that. Even Coulson noticed that, and no one likes it. No one likes the way he's been acting towards them. That he's compartmentalizing everything, that he's keeping secrets, that he's not giving everyone the full picture. And that's not Coulson. That's not who Coulson is. It's not what he does. But he's doing it because he feels he has to, because he is now the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I'm wondering if maybe during the season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 2, or maybe at the beginning of Age of Ultron, I don't know, there'll be a moment where Coulson's like, hi Tony Stark, I'm not dead, take over S.H.I.E.L.D. Let me just do my job as an agent, you be director. Maybe Fury comes back and does director. I don't know, because Fury does come back. Like I said, we're only in the beginning of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 2, so I don't know what's going to happen there. I know Robert Downey Jr. has shown interest at being in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., at least for an episode. Maybe he is. Maybe he's going to come in and be like, hi, I'm going to take over S.H.I.E.L.D. now, and Coulson's going to be like, thank you, or maybe they're not going to like that. I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. But if you haven't watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 2, it's been amazing. The last episode, I felt like I was on a sugar high. I was so excited by everything that happened. I couldn't do anything else but focus on the MCU and everything going on and how it was going to affect Age of Ultron. Also, I'm curious if anything about Ultron is going to be revealed in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This season, they've been focusing on 2 big things, and they haven't really named them, but with speculation, it feels like they're focusing on bringing in the Inhumans through Skye and her father, who is the captain from How I Met Your Mother, and possibly another Infinity Stone, which would be the Obelisk. Again, this is speculation. I have not read anything confirming it, but the Obelisk, I really think that's going to be the next Infinity Stone, which that would give us like 4... it would give us our next Infinity Stone. I can't count them right now. But we've seen a few. We've seen most of them, actually. There's maybe only 1 or 2 that have yet to come out. So I'm wondering if the Obelisk will be that. The teaser was awesome. I watched it at least a dozen times when it first aired. My favorite part of it was the Hulkbuster armor, which is this giant armor that you see that is basically designed to be able to fight the Hulk. It was just monster armor, and it looked amazing. We saw a glimpse of it, maybe like the prototype of it in Iron Man 3 during the big battle with all the other suits. So now we get a really good look at it. It looks amazing. It looks so monstrous. I can't wait to see it in action. I am so excited for Avengers Age of Ultron. There's other movies coming out before then, like The Hobbit, and some other movies, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to flip my stuff about it. I cannot wait for Age of Ultron. What did you think of the teaser? If you haven't seen it, go see it now, and then tell me what you think of it in the comics. Also, if you've read the comics of throughout Marvel, I have not, so let me know what comics I should read to kind of get prepared for Age of Ultron. I know I saw a comic that was named Age of Ultron, and I asked about it, and Gopher Bull said that it's not what the story is based off, just the title. So I'm really curious to learn a little bit more about Ultron before the Avengers 2 comes out. So let me know what you think. Like the video, comment, share it around so others can check it out. And as always, come back later so we can geek out some more. Until then, have fun.